Ooh, might make your head blow off.
Hey yo, it's a talk show host, Kana Lassiter. Join me for an episode of Relations, the most lit hour of adult conversation.
Hold up, you know you can't forget about me. It's 51 Spade, Alpha Male God, one half of Relations. You wanna hear the truth? Can you handle the truth? It's where it's at, baby. It's where it's at, baby.
What's good? Welcome to an all-new episode of Relations. My name is Kana Lassiter.
Say it with me now. Alpha Male God, 51 Spade, a.k.a. the Ninja. You love to hate. I'm in the building. I'm here.
Yeah, and you know how we do it. We give you 2 topics in 1 hour, and we're jumping right in. The first topic is, why do women want a better man until it requires them to be a better woman? And giving your spouse what you think they need versus what they really need. So let's jump into the first topic tonight. Why do women want a good man, a great man, the perfect man, until it requires them to step up and be the woman that a close to a perfect man would actually deserve? That's how I feel about the situation. So I already know my opinion going into this topic tonight. So I actually want you to start us off because I kind of based it as a question. Why do you think women want a better man? And we know they want a better man because they're always saying the kind of man they want, what do they want them to look like, how they want them to get to fuck them, how much money they want to have. So women have a standard, and it's always like on some Idris shit, if I'm being honest. You know, no one picks the opposite of Idris these days.
Yeah, they do.
You know, they want Idris in their fantasy of fantasy. But Idris requires a certain type of woman. So if it requires the woman to go to the gym or have some surgery or, you know, remodel the house, you know, upgrade. Because Idris has a circle that he runs in. It's not like you're going to meet him on the city bus. I'm trying to be kind here. You're not going to meet him on the city bus.
Why not?
So, because Idris isn't going to be riding the bus unless he's filming a movie. And in that part, if you're on that bus, you're an extra in that movie. Okay. You're not just on the bus.
My question to you would be this. I'm hearing the example that you've given, but I think my real problem with it is I still don't know what you mean. Because you keep saying, like, you won't find him on the bus. Like, what does he have that you're saying that is so good? That would be the initial question for people for me to give an accurate answer. Like, what is...
Well, I'm just using Idris as an example of a great man. Someone who is
But what makes
fit.
him great is
Okay, he's fit. He's financially stable. He has a job where he's well liked. This is someone you would like to be seen with. Should I go on? It's Idris. Okay. That's why I use someone like that. I can use other people. I could use Obama. I could use people that in our minds, even though we don't know these people for real, I'm just using them as an example of what our dream guy might look like.
Okay. So Idris is a dream guy. Who else is a dream guy?
In my eyes, I would say Obama.
Okay.
And then after that, I don't think I really have like dream guys. That's why I said Idris so easily, because I already look at him like that. And then, of course, how can you not look at the first black president of the United States of America, you know, Obama? So those would be my 2 if I had to pick.
See, that's crazy to me. And I probably, you don't even realize why I asked you that. When you were talking about Idris and you ain't gonna see him on the bus and all this other type shit that you were saying, I was saying to myself, like, do women even look for men like what you're saying? That's why I say, what are these requirements that you're talking about? Because you couldn't even get past 2 people. You said Idris and then Obama, then you just stopped at a halt. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because in today's society, when I look at a lot of women, I don't see that shit. You know what I'm saying? I see the person whooping their ass. I see the person that they upset with that's talking about they ain't full of shit. I see the alcoholic that's on next to them, or the coke user, or the mental abuser, or I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't see them type of men that you're talking about beside the women that you're talking about, which lets me know that women often pick below their standards, or they're giving out what they think they deserve. You know what I'm saying? So they think that I couldn't get a man that's higher up. You couldn't even name past 2. So, like, really, at the end of the day, that's why I said, like, what are you really, thinking about? Like, for men, I feel like it's different. But men kind of know their standards, but they also know that it requires certain things for us to achieve the women that we want. Now, when it comes to women, that's a little real tricky thing, because women a lot of times don't go by looks. Like, I see women a lot of times with fat guys, and they be like ugly in the face or some shit like that, and I'll be like, why are you with this dude? He make me feel safe. He makes me laugh. They say shit that men definitely do not say. Like, I ain't with no woman because she can make me laugh. Like, that definitely the fuck ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I want to laugh, I'm going to look at a comedy. But the fucking woman next to me, if she's, like, not easy on the eye for me, or to put it in a vain way, I just want her to be attractive. But most men are very like that. But when you talk about women, you talked about 2 men that I consider that most women would look at and say they're attractive, but I'm not necessarily
pretty unattainable.
But I'm not really sure if I would say that a woman would look at that and be like, I want that person.
Right.
So the question really is, you couldn't go past 2,
right? And
if you line about 10 of you up, I don't really feel that they would say that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to go after what they think they can get.
Okay, so that's why I made the statement that, yeah, they are in mind of the perfect guy, but they are pretty unattainable. I really just wanted to use that as an example. No one goes out saying, I don't care who I get. I think what you're talking about is women do things unconsciously to attract those things to themselves. They're not walking out of the house verbally saying, I don't care that if you're an alcoholic. I don't care if you do a line of coke every now and then. I don't care if you, up and down 95, get in a bag. I don't care. They're not saying that. They're letting that be exposed over time, and then having to deal with it when it happens, and then being okay with it. Yeah. I'll say we do that, but we're not walking around with, we'll accept that on our forehead consciously. Unconsciously, 100%, because I know the psyche that you're talking about. Gotcha. But this is not something that we are going to put in our ad for a guy. If we're on any one of the dating apps, you're not going to put there, hey,
But what are you saying?
It's okay.
Though? But my question to you is, what are y'all saying? Because you're saying that, I don't want to say you're contradicting yourself, because I don't want to say you're contradicting yourself because you don't represent every woman that goes out. But you saying we don't go out subconsciously saying, I want an alcoholic, but end up with an alcoholic. You don't go out, like, when I see, like, a lot of women, just to give a better example, like, I've seen women who say they don't want someone who deals with substance abuse, and then ends up with someone with substance abuse. And then the next person that they deal with...
You know why, though? Let's use our common sense. I'll tell you, that's an easy fix.
Hold on. Let me finish. It is an easy fix, but we're just talking about the psyche of a woman since you asked.
Okay.
So, a woman goes out. I want a nice man. Because that's the reason I say why you can't find him on the bus. A nice man approaches y'all. Clean cut, goes to school, he might be young, whatever the case may be, might not have money, might have potential. He might be the next Idris Elba. He might be the next Obama. But Obama don't become Obama until later. So that means that Michelle had to grab him not when he's Obama. She grabs him at the real bare minimum of where he's at. So my question to you is, what the fuck are y'all looking for when you out there?
That's a great point. And I you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know what I'm saying.
You do, but understand this. I think he had Obama qualities. Before Obama was Obama, he had qualities to get him to where Obama was. And all you got to do is see that. And that, I don't think, is very at a low volume. Because you can't be Obama without being living your life out loud. a courageous politician, an activist, a speaker, part of a fraternity. These are all things that Michelle was able to see. So, great job, but not really. Idris, that would be more true. Because I did hear somebody speaking about him most recently that said he was just a DJ. And now that you have a point. Because at that point, she said it. I think Moni Love said it. He was just a DJ. And so you're right there. But kind of wrong on the Obama. So it's a hit or miss. I get what you're saying. And that was a great point.
I don't think it's wrong.
Okay.
I really don't think it's wrong. Because, like, really at the end of the day, even though you saying that, those qualities do be there. So, like, for instance, like,
I just said they're there.
you have a friend that's a male friend that is a plastic surgeon.
I do.
Those qualities was already there when his wife met him.
Yes.
Now there's other people that's on that college campus because he meets his, sweetheart right then and there, and she sees that potential because those qualities are there. Now where he is now isn't where he was then.
Correct.
But the question still goes back to, you said unsubconsciously, we don't go out looking for the alcoholic. But not you, literally, but the women often meets everybody, every man that's bad for them. And this is the one they end up with. Like, y'all end up with the person that's mentally abusive, physically abusive, a liar, a cheater. Oh, girl, I just found out he got a whole girlfriend. Oh, I found out that he got a whole family. Oh, he got 5 kids. And I understand, like, what you're saying. But unconsciously, y'all meet men like this, and then y'all go on a man rant on men ain't shit, this, and that. Now, I've often been a person that advocates for people who stay in a city, not cultured, don't travel out, don't think that the man that they can obtain, he might not be in your city. You might have to go to the college. I don't know if your friend met.
They met on the college. Yeah, they met on the college campus. They met, became boyfriend and girlfriend, and became husband and wife. Have a beautiful family. But she is the example of what you said. You said Michelle had to catch him early. And she caught him early because he still had Obama qualities. So this couple, she caught him early and stuck with him because she saw those qualities in him. She knew he would be great.
We're not disagreeing about that.
Right.
We're going back to the subconscious thing that y'all don't pick. I want to know why y'all pick that shit.
First of all, I'm going to go again and stand on my ground and say I never went outside to pick a bad partner, friend. I've never went outside to align myself with someone who's going to do me dirty. I kind of think that's the same as trying to bite yourself. You can't do it. You don't purposely go out and look for the piece of shit. What happens is the piece of shit knows how to pretend he isn't a piece of shit. And then when they get too close to hide that he's a piece of shit, the spouse begins to see, or the mate, or the partner, or the friend begins to see, this is a real piece of shit. But by that time, there's a but. So yeah, he's a real piece of shit, but that's matters of the heart. That's how it works. And that's the truth of it.
I'm not sure if I got a final conclusion on what the fuck you saying. I mean, I'm not positive. I'm like more losser than anything that's actually going on.
That's not true.
I heard you talking. I did. And I thought you was going to make a point. I
totally get it.
No, I don't. I thought you was going to make a point.
Because I did. The point is that there's the but. The but is, yes, he's a piece of shit, but we've been together for 20 years. Yes, he's a piece of shit, but we have 2 kids together. Yes, he's a piece of shit and he whips my ass, but how the fuck do I get out of here? There are circumstances, so there's always going to be a but.
Okay, gotcha. Now, this is the real deal, okay? This is the thing that I never really understand. I got the past life of what you're talking about. Hey, I'm in this relationship, it didn't pass that far. But my issue with what you're saying is called accountability. for the people that you choose in life. Me, myself, is a man. I learned early on that I cannot pick women just for looks. I might like to look at a beautiful woman, but it comes with a lot of responsibility. And some people think that this shit is like bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But it's not. A lot of men, and I'm gonna go from the standpoint of a man. A lot of men want a pretty woman. You look at women on Instagram, you look at women on social media, you be like, damn, I want this woman. Boy, look at this woman. This woman look fine. This woman is beautiful. Now, you have two things that can happen. You can get with this woman, and she might be dumb as shit. She's good to look at, but she might be dumb as a box of rocks. And then I have to decide for myself, do I want to guide this person? Because I know she's dumb. She looks good, but I know she's dumb. Do I want to guide this person in my relationship and explain this shit to my family members and shit like that? When I know people looking at me crazy as hell when I bring my woman around and they like, your woman, interesting. I had a conversation with her. And this is the type of shit that goes on. Seriously. And I know I gotta swallow this shit. Or you have the other man that wants the pretty woman, but don't want other men talking to her. You want a pretty woman, but you're not willing to receive all the shit that comes with them attributes. You don't want her to go outside. Nope, I don't want you to go to the stove. Someone gonna holler at you when you at that stove. I'll pump that gas. Don't worry about putting gas in that car. Sit your ass down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I would say Kanye goes through with Kim Kardashian. She's a beautiful woman, and he wanted her to sit her ass down somewhere. She's more worried about social media than that. These are decisions that you have to make. Now, there's no way you can tell me you can be with someone 20 years, 7 years, 5 years, this and that, and all of a sudden that shit pops up in your mind 7 years later. If that person was abusive, there were signs that this person was abusive earlier on. My question to you is, you don't pick them, but you ride 7 years. Now, I know I'm talking to you because you rode someone 6 months that had bad sex. This is a bad sign already. But I'm just trying to figure out how you get 6 months there without saying, this is not the right person for me. This is not my Obama. This is not my Idris. This is not what I need in my life. Your girlfriends let you go through this bullshit alone. You introduce people to this person way late on, and you never listen to. Well, I don't know. Maybe y'all do listen to y'all girlfriends. Maybe y'all girlfriends lie to yourselves. I don't know. But I want to know, how do you get there? Because you can't tell me you get 20 years in, 7 years in, 6 months in, and then, but I need to stay. How does that happen?
It's a fault. I can't say why it happened because I stayed in a super horrible relationship for a very, very long time. And I can only say that I stayed, I guess there was an element of fear. If I really have to say that, I gotta say fear is pretty one that I had. I had a lot of shame.
Fear for what?
Fear that I wouldn't find anybody better.
There you go.
Shame because I had built him up to be a great guy. So now,
why'd you build him? Why'd you build him up?
Because it was long distance. I had to explain. Like, you've been as 1, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years goes by, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Wow, what is it about this guy? This long distance. We didn't live together. We didn't go on lots of vacations together. So of course your family and your friends are asking, what is it about this guy? So I had to tell them what it was about this guy.
So do you feel you was lying?
No, I wasn't lying. I never was lying about who he was because he had a lot of money, he had a lot of property, he had a lot of cars. All those things were true. Mm-hmm. I just didn't say that he was kicking my ass. Mm-hmm. I left out that part. But I did tell them the truth about his life and, things like that I thought were impressive at the time.
Okay. I don't know. Women, y'all are interesting creatures. because at the end of the day, I understand the fear thing, and I think a lot of that actually goes on a lot with women. The fear of, this is the last person I get. I'm going to accept who this person is because who else will want me? You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of sad. You know, I feel for you because when I was hearing you say that, then I heard you say the word fear. I also thought about women who I met who, for me, looked attractive, but I realized their self-esteem was low. So with low self-esteem, this is what's attracting back that man. That your self-esteem is low and you're attracting someone with that same type of low self-esteem. Instead of building yourself up to the woman you could possibly be, where it's sky's the limit to get the man that you really supposed to have, instead of settling for the man that's given to you. And now we have a bunch of angry women talking about men ain't shit. I had a bad boyfriend that did this. Someone stole, he stole my car. He stole money from me. I couldn't get him out my house. He was abusive to me. All this type of shit that's going on leads to that. And even you saying I had to build him up to my family lets me know that you knew something was wrong with him. And you still felt the need to build someone up to your family. And the reason I asked you, did you feel like you lied? So you omitted some shit and told an outline of who he was, not the actual person that he was.
Yeah, because no one's, so if you say, oh my God, tell me about him, you're going to say, he makes me feel safe and he's so big and, he was my first, maybe, he was foreign. So he was my exploration into island food. And so there's plenty to say. There are plenty of good things to say. So there's really no way after saying, he taught me how to make brown stew chicken that he also busted my lip. And your friends aren't going to say, okay, that's all the great things. Well, maybe we should, that's all the great things, but girl, are you okay? Mm-hmm. Those are the questions that we're not asking while we're telling our girlfriends how great our guy is. Mm-hmm. It's not. Maybe we should. But, when you're happy.
So but how could you be happy with someone being abusive to you? I don't
know. That's the trauma in it.
Okay, and this is the problem that we're talking about. We're talking about accountability. You know what I'm saying? So whether that's fear or anything else, because I see so many women, and even while we talking about this shit, it's going to be some woodisms coming up. But what about the men who lie? What about the men who conceive this shit? What about the men that don't tell you what it is, this and that? I'm quite sure when you met him, he didn't seem like an abuser. But there is a point in time when an abuser becomes an abuser. It's not like it just pops the fuck up out the blue. You know what I'm saying? It's either his voice will start getting loud, he'll slap you, he'll corner you, he'll alienate you from friends. And this is some shit that I just know just is common sense type shit. So there was a point in time when you was with this person. Why? When those signs popped up, why'd you ride it out? What was your accountability for saying, this got to stop?
I didn't take any. I'm not going to try to make any excuses. I answered it honestly. Why did I stay? Fear, shame.
Okay.
Accountability is off the list. I didn't. I put myself in danger for a long time. And growing up and looking back at some of the things that he actually did to me, I could be dead.
Okay.
Seriously dead.
Okay. So now for the women, what do y'all look for when y'all going out there? That still is one of those things. And we will probably have to, if we have comments, you know what I'm saying? I'm welcome in comments if they have any on there. But I would be really wanting to know that. I think everybody look for that though. Everybody look at, for men, we look for someone that's like our mama. You know what I'm saying? Just as a man. For women, y'all look for someone that's your daddy. So that guy reminded you of your dad?
No, I can't say that. But there were certain things about him and the life that he chose that did remind me of my dad. And I know that unconsciously we go out looking for. And let's just say that he didn't choose a legal lifestyle. And my father didn't either.
Okay.
And so I thought that kind of bridged the gap. See, Daddy, look who I have. Look what he got from doing that, too. So you and him can talk, and then y'all have a relationship, and we can just be all one happy family. I picked a totally toxic circle of bullshit for myself, but at a very young age. And that's, if I have any excuse, it would be just that one.
And see, I think that's a woman trait, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, y'all do things that I feel like y'all think are logical, but are not logical. Like, not too long ago, I go somewhere with my lady. You know what I'm saying? At a certain age, we all have the friends that we gonna have. And my woman says, hey, I want you to meet my childhood friend. He's from the same spot you from. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? like, because we stay in the same area, what are you expecting? Well, I thought y'all would have something to bond over. I don't have shit to bond over with no new person. I don't need no new people in my life. My circle is solidified. This is just how men think. But for some strange reason, she felt like because he was from Louisiana and I'm from Louisiana, we got to have some shit in common. And I hear what you're saying, because he did something your dad did, and they should have something to I guess, bond over, is what you're saying. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, to me, what you were saying is how your dad is teaching you. You know what I'm saying? Because that could also bring some damage into play. Sometimes we got to also accept people for who they are. If your dad is not a good parent, it's hard to notice that. But them bonding over something illegal, I don't think is
yeah. But I didn't. You know what? It's not like, and I don't want to say that like I was like, what do you do? My dad does that too. Let me put y'all together. No, it wasn't that. It was just that I when my dad was around, before my dad even met him, I kind of had a conversation with my dad, and my dad was asking all the right questions. Well, what does this guy do? Blah, 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 blah. And I just told the truth. Now, I didn't get the dad talk that was like, I don't know if that's really good for you. You already went down that road when you were in high school. It's not good. You deserve better. That's what I would say he didn't do.
Bad parenting. That's what I said.
Well, don't call him a bad parent.
That's what it's called.
You can only be the best you can be, though. You can only be the best parent you can be. Gotcha. That's all you've ever been.
And that's the problem with women right there. Don't call him a bad parent. Why the fuck not? If it quack like a duck and it sounds like a duck, it ain't a fucking mongoose. Like, that's what the hell it is. I'm not saying that to be mean or nothing like that, but we got to get in this world where we talking about accountability. Accountability come with truth. You know what I'm saying? And truth is of the matter is, if the parenting isn't done right, then that's the goddamn problem. If you saying, I'm just by listening to you, you just said something that was key. You said, he said in high school, you already been down that road before, so that means that you picked someone else that was also in the same realm doing the same thing, that they both was bad, and he said nothing. How is that not bad parenting?
I'm not a parent.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to accept what you said, that it's bad parenting because you're a parent. I'm that man's daughter, and I love my dad.
Gotcha.
And so it's hard for me to say.
You're not wrong for that. You're not wrong for that.
It'll be hard for me to sit here and be like, oh, he's just fucked up parent.
No.
You
I'm
know
not
what I'm
saying
saying?
that,
But, you know, he definitely, if I had a little girl, if I had a child, I would have said that I don't choose that for you.
Gotcha. And he
didn't, and I can admit that.
And the thing is, what you just did, I feel like a lot of times when we start doing shit like labeling, just because I said bad parenting doesn't mean he's a bad person. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no one would even say that for their kid. You know what I'm saying? Just because your kid commit a crime does not mean that he's a bad person. He did a bad thing, but he's not. He might not be a bad person.
Right.
And sometimes I feel like.
So you're saying, okay, now I feel lighthearted. I just feel like a weight is lifted off my shoulder, because you're saying parenting is an activity. It's not a person. Yeah. So bad parenting is, you're just doing, the skill set is off.
Exactly.
But you're not a bad person. You can't play the game. Like, you could be a bad football player. It doesn't mean you're a bad kid. You just can't play football. Yeah, so it's the same thing. Yeah. But that makes me feel better, being able to separate
like everybody,
the two.
Everybody isn't a LeBron James.
Yeah.
They might make it to the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's a superstar basketball player. Everybody on the Lakers ain't superstar players. You understand? But that doesn't mean that they trash.
That's
They
true.
made it to the fucking NBA.
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? If they made it to the NBA, they are a good player. They're just not as good as him.
Yeah.
He understands the game better. And what I'm saying is your dad didn't understand parenting better, which made him do bad parenting, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that you could have chose better. You could have chose better if he'd have guided you better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that is a lot of times when I hear women say, men do this or they lie or this and that, but you still got to be like, you know, what men are you choosing? Because you came up with two people and like, I can't go no further. And I have a strong feeling that if I line 10 women up and be like, okay, what type of man are you looking for? They might name one or two, and then after that is back to
Tyrone, Jesse,
there you go.
Jackson. Yeah. Some regular old
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I still
Mr. Williams shit.
And I still say that a lot of times y'all pass on the people, whether it's in college or in your face, and they have that type of potential to be a good man for you, but they are not at the Obama status they are when they in college.
Of
You know
course
what I'm
not,
saying?
but they still have the characteristics
But y'all, I don't think
of
y'all
a
look
good
for that.
quality guy. And you know what? I will say this: we don't normally choose the guy who would choose a political science debate over coming to the dorm and tapping that ass.
No, and that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Because
You know what I'm saying?
you did
So-
you did someone that was presidential, and then you're saying he's presidential. But just in those terms that he did, no female was talking about I want to fuck a president.
Yeah, because you're not choosing that guy.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not.
Okay, and
You're
that
not.
and
You're
is
not.
and is
You want him later. You know what I'm saying?
Later is too late.
You don't want the guy that's like, you know what? Like I want to, but you know I got this political science debate that I'm really excited about, and then for the next 2 hours you're just talking about politics, and all you want to do is fuck.
Okay, so because your pussy tingle, you want to make bad decisions because you like, I can't tell my pussy to calm down. I mean, this would be absurd. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to give it away to anybody that's not good, and that's how you sound when you're saying that, because that might not be what you're looking for. But I can say this: when you look at some of the women, since you said, that what you said. You did some shit like that, right? There you go. You did some shit like that. So I'm gonna show you some shit. Show you some shit. That's gonna be it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do some shit. Look at the men that women go for. Star football player, star basketball player, an entertainer, or some shit like that. Hold on. Right? And look at the women that you typically get them when in high school or some shit like that, right? High school, college, shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. And look at the women that's older that's complaining about what's happening to their ass. He's cheating on me. He got another wife. He got some shit like that going on, right? So, with that being said, maybe if you to choose that political science person, you wouldn't be screaming about a fucking football player that wasn't shit when he was playing football in high school, college, or NFL. At any point in fucking time. Because those type of players, 9 times out of 10, they have no accountability for the shit that they doing. Because we've seen that shit play out day in and day out.
1,000 times.
So these are the men y'all choose, and then keep saying men ain't shit. But you want an Obama. I think that's a line of bullshit.
You know what? I don't mind Mr. Williams or
Now.
Mr. Smith.
Now.
You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I still have a standard. And I think I'm going to go out on a limb because I'm a pretty smart girl and I'm not ugly. Is that when I went outside, I made sure those standards were met. Okay, I did. I will say that about myself. I didn't go looking for trash. And everybody who got me presented themselves as someone with those standards. I'm not ran through. I didn't choose the wrong people.
We'll have to do a show on body counts and we'll find that out. But go ahead. I digress.
You are such a dick.
I know. Dixman.
Anywho, they presented themselves as such. So I can say that I wear a badge of honor about being a little gullible.
Damn.
And I'm okay with that. I'd rather be gullible or than, I just picked wrong every time. No, I'm gullible. People took advantage of that. They presented themselves as better than they actually were. I had a dude lie to me for an entire year. At the end of the year, I was at his bachelor party by accident. His friends are like, "What are you doing here?" I'm at the club. "Well, did you know this was such and such his bachelor party?" I'm at his bachelor party, so he's getting married tomorrow. Like, there was nothing about him during this time. There were some red flags like anybody else, but there was nothing.
What was red flags?
Here we go. See, why did I do this? We're supposed to be on topic too.
We are.
So I think I just want to take
It's called accountability.
I don't want to.
It's called accountability. How the fuck are we not on topic? I want to know what the red flags are so you can have accountability for not using those red flags.
Okay.
So you went a whole year and the motherfucker got married on you.
Yes.
I want to know how that happens. I'm curious my damn self.
No.
Even the crowd wants to know. Don't y'all want to know?
I don't know. Okay, so one of the red flags is
What happened?
Peel the onion. Tell the flag.
one of the red flags was supposedly he lived right down the street, but I had never been to his house.
What the fuck? So wait a
I don't
minute.
want to do this anymore.
So-
I want to switch topics.
So he stayed. Hold on. Wait.
How
So
did
he-
I end up in the hot seat?
So he.
Wait.
It's called accountability. So he stayed right down the street, and you never been to his house. Did you ever tell your girlfriends that?
No,
Why not?
I don't know. I just didn't. Why would I? It was something that how can I be
'Cause
ashamed
you seem like you need
about
help.
something and being outspoken about it at the same time? If I'm ashamed of it, then why am I wearing it as a badge of honor? Guess what? I met this great guy, and I've never been to his house. But
Then your girlfriends could have told
Okay.
you.
okay, so let me say this because I didn't want to go into the long story. But supposedly, when I met him, he had already an NFL. His friend was in the league, and he was going off to play pro baseball. So the apartment that was right down the street wasn't like he was there every day. He would have to call me and say, I'm in town and I'm coming over there. So it wasn't like that's where he lived. It's just somewhere I knew he was when he was in town because he didn't live in the same city that I lived in. I just didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. He did not live in the same city. He was a supposedly a pro baseball player, which he did play baseball, but I found out later that he wasn't in the pros, but he never told me that he didn't make the pros, but he did try out. So there are just some things, there are some things surrounding that. And again, I wear a badge proudly that I'm gullible. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and you are a great person to me until you're not. That's just who I am. You just are. And if you prove to be a snake, then I got you. Don't have to worry about me ever fucking with you again. Especially in the beginning. If you bite me in the beginning, I'm going to separate myself. So don't believe that I'm just walking into the snake's den, I'm getting bitten, I'm staying in there. There's a reason why I'm in the snake's den. Because the snakes appear not to be poisonous. So it's okay for me to be there. And then you're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, I'm really not afraid of these snakes. Everything is cool. And then all of a sudden, after you're comfortable, you get bit. And then you're afraid to walk out because you don't know now how many strikes you're gonna get fucking walking out of there.
I think I finally figured it out. I think I finally got it. I think we're gonna have to do something called Dating is Dumb 101. That things that women don't know or don't do. I think I might have figured it out because fear is one of those things. But now I'm just starting to say to myself, like, I feel you for what you were saying, but not to go to. And hold on, wait a minute. This isn't the guy we was talking about. You thought he was your boyfriend. Like, we did a show a couple of things back. This ain't the one, is it? This the same one? You was like,
I thought was my boyfriend. Oh, for sure.
See, this is what I'm talking about. So you thought you had a whole boyfriend,
For sure.
you didn't never been to his house.
For sure.
See, what's that show that come on? I think it's called it come on like MTV and shit like that. Like the motherfuckers be on like the internet and shit, and they be like dated somebody for like a year and they never met them or some shit like that. I don't know what that show is
It's
called.
Catfish.
Yeah, there you go, Catfish.
But he wasn't catfish exactly.
Yes, he was, because he said he was a baseball player that really.
But he really look, when you're trying out for a pro team, no matter what team it is, in your mind when you meet a girl, I haven't met many baseball players.
Mm-hmm.
I met one, and so for me, I don't know if I were just trying out that I would be like, I'm trying out tomorrow. Maybe you would, but I don't know because I've never met except for one, and he chose to tell me that he was already going pro. And things happened and he didn't. I don't know that backstory. I know that if you thought you were going pro and you don't, it's devastating. So I didn't dig. And even today, I wouldn't say that was one of his biggest lies. His biggest lie was he didn't say he was in a relationship where he was engaged and going to get married and things like that. And I've talking to him since then. So, I mean, when we have another show, when that's on topic, I'll be happy to share with you. I've already shared so much.
I mean, you don't have to share, because I can tell you right now, that's the I'm going to show you how that's a line of bullshit, that what you talking about right there. So, and if I was your dad, I would tell you this. But I don't even feel I have to be your dad to tell you this. So, watch this. I'm going to show you something real quick. And it's real similar to a case that you're talking about. You meet a person right now, and he says, I'm a rapper. Is he a rapper? Is he a rapper? Is he Rick Ross if he says I'm a rapper?
If he says that line, I am a rapper, in my head in that moment he is until he proves he is not. Who the fuck am I? I look like this. Y'all know me from Relations. However, I have sat down and spoken to Rick Ross, Young Thug, Lil Scrappy. The list goes on and on and on. So if I meet somebody, if I tell the audience this, I don't want them to be like, yeah, right, bitch, you ain't interview no motherfucking Rick Ross. I wouldn't appreciate that. It's hard for us in entertainment, for us to not have to name drop all the time or pull up our shit. We would just like to say, yo, what do you do for a living? Okay. Oh, I'm a celebrity journalist. Oh, okay, that's cool. Why do we have to doubt every fucking body we talk about? That's traumatic.
We're not doubting.
That's toxic.
We're not doubting anybody. And this is the problem with women. Again, he is a rapper. He's not a professional rapper. Is he a rapper? Yes.
And I said he is one until he proves he's not.
That's right. But this is the thing. He's not a professional rapper. I know a million rappers, but they're not a professional rapper. And the key thing is this. In order to be a professional, you got to get what? You got to get paid. If you ain't getting paid for the craft that you do, you are an inspiring rapper. You're not a professional rapper. You're inspiring.
But how many people would choose that verbiage? Just like I said with the guy that's playing baseball. Who puts that? Where's that badge? Guess what, everybody? I'm trying out for the Atlanta Braves.
Men do.
Okay.
Nobody can talk to me and someone saying I play professional baseball, and I'm gonna be like, you play professional baseball for who? And it's going to go down a rabbit hole from there. And if you can't tell me what team you play for, the jersey, and they ain't cut the check, and I don't see the check, nigga.
But is it appropriate to ask those questions in that moment? Wow. If I said I am a celebrity journalist and somebody was like, yeah, right, show me, I would be fucking offended. Would I show them? Absolutely.
But you are a celebrity. You are a celebrity journalist because you've interviewed celebrities. No one doubts that, and that's what you're missing. I didn't say that he wasn't a rapper. I didn't say he wasn't a baseball player. You said he played pro ball. I said what made him a professional ball player.
I'm asking you in that moment, if you were at a bar having a drink, and the guy said, "Hey, nice to meet you," and you said, "What do you do?" "Oh, I do film." And then you say, "What do you do?" "I play pro ball, man." Mm-hmm. Did you in that moment say, this is why, and this is why I'm different? The reason why I wouldn't say that, because it automatically separates you from him. I have never walked into a room, whether I was there for professional or business, and announced why I was there, and that is why I stayed in the room. That is why Mariah Carey is not like, get her the fuck out. That is why Diddy ain't like, who the fuck is that? Because I act like I belong. So I would never say, wow, what team? I would say, oh, that's cool, man. And we would continue having the fucking drink because he's person. And that's just probably because of my profession.
And I think I discovered the problem. you're the problem, and a lot of women who think
I'm
like
done.
it, that
I
a lot
just
of women
can't
who
win.
think like it. It's not about winning, but
I don't want to call
Listen,
attention to the guy that he's a baseball player. So fucking what?
Gotcha, but you're not listening. This is why women often end up with men and later on find out they're not a piece of shit because you feel like, well, shit, until he proves that shit, that he's a piece of shit, that he cannot be a piece of shit, and I gotta feel wrong. Let me tell you something right now. If 5 men in the goddamn room right now and some motherfucker in there say he a professional ball player, every man in that motherfucker gonna be like, what team you play for?
And that's a man thing. That's different from dating a guy or meeting a guy of the opposite sex. You don't do that.
Gotcha. We're gonna want to know what team you play for, who is the head coach, how long you been doing
and
it.
if you sit there long enough, you'll find out without asking.
That's right.
Point blank,
guess
period.
What? And that's where your butts come from. Because that when you sit there, y'all sit through 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 10 years. If that's what you want to do, you fine and dandy. I'm not even knocking that. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, have the fuck at it. But this is why y'all don't have accountability. Trying to do that type of things, not asking the right questions, is what's getting y'all in amount of bullshit.
And the second topic of tonight is giving your partner what you think they need versus what they really need. And it's basically a topic about love language. That's where I'm going to take it. Like I am a very affectionate person. I love affection. So I will relish affection on my spouse, and it is so annoying to him. So I finally get it that that's just not his love language. So I feel warmth and security and all these good things happening in my body when we hug. Guess what? That's not what's happening to him when I hug him. He's not feeling the same exact thing. And so that's the example that I have to give about giving somebody what you think they need, but that's really not what they need. His love language can be completely different, and it can be being ignored. And it could be a simple thing that you could do to switch everything around, but you're so busy loving them or giving them what you think they need.
I want to do a timeout because the initial, because I want you to get a chance to redo this. The initial thing is giving your spouse. You're giving your spouse what you think they need instead of what they want.
Okay. Perfect.
Now, roll.
Okay. Still the same thing. If I have to switch it to what they want, I love to hug. So if I'm going to hug and kiss and play footsies and cuddle at night and hold hands, and sometimes I like to just say out of the blue, we should dance. Put on some music in the house and just dance together in the living room. It's fun. And I feel so happy about that and innocent and in love. And I feel all over the place about it. And I think if my partner is listening to this, he wants to throw up because he doesn't necessarily need that or want it. Did I do okay?
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Okay. Y'all know how I'm finna tear this shit apart, right? Cause this shit didn't even make this hard. I literally called a timeout. I want y'all to peep this shit. Anybody that's watching this shit. I literally called a timeout. Told her what the damn topic is.
I still think I hit it spot on.
Gotcha. Told her what the topic was. And this is probably the problem that a lot of women have in relationships. Because I said, you don't give the person, you giving the person what you think they need versus what they want. And she still turned around and said, I feel happy and I feel like he should need this and that shit got nothing to do with the other person wants. Not one single iota. Not one. And she rambled on for 5 minutes about some shit that the other person does not want. Just some shit she wants. And this is the problem in relationships, day in and day out. I even gave her the opportunity to change her answer.
I didn't want to.
And then that's the problem.
Because just because my love language is that is something that my spouse has to accept that's what fulfills me. So what I can do to make it better is say, I know that I have to be this way with you. It's me. I can't give that up because you don't like it or you don't want it. So what is it that you do want so we can compromise? Because I'm not going to just go into a situation like, oh, you don't like that, so we don't have to do it. That's not how relationships work. Relationships go two motherfucking ways. I like what I like, and you like what you like. Right. So why don't we talk about what we like together, and then let's figure out what we can do to make sure both parties are happy. I understand that women focus on what makes them happy 99.9% of the time. Let me get that out of the way because it feels fantastic. And you know what? We can back up why. There are scientific reasons why I need a hug. So I'm straight. Scientific, medically, biologically, we need them. So I'm ready for that fucking argument. I'm not giving up needing affection. But I understand that it's not what my spouse might want or need. So I am willing to compromise and say, hey, I need this, so what do you need?
I would accept the idea of compromise, but what you was talking about wasn't a compromise. Everything that I heard that blabbered out of your mouth was that you like dancing and you like hugs and you like everything. Not one time, because hold on, I gave you the opportunity to talk to change your answer, and you still didn't change it. You still didn't change it, and it still revolved around you. And the problem is that because a lot of times women don't want compromise, not when it comes in a relationship. They want shit they way. And when it don't go their way, the problems in the relationship that tend to transpire. And I'm going to go heavy because a lot of people that's watching will say, hey, I don't like dancing, but we can compromise over something that you would initially say. But when you started talking, not one time did you say anything about the other person. And when that tends to happen, that's when infidelity starts happening. Because you are one person, so you can't give everything to your mate just like he can't give everything to you. I do believe in compromise, but it seems like a lot of time compromises are not being made because the woman wants a one-way conversation and a one-way want. Women think that they hear what the man is saying, but they often don't. And even if we say what it is we do want, women think that shit is minuscule. Like, they literally think it does not matter. Your feelings matter first. The man's feelings happens to be way second. Sometimes it ain't second. Sometimes it's third because they might have kids. That means that the feelings for you, and don't throw religion into it because now you fourth on the list. So the more you dwindle down, you know what I'm saying, and you have other things prioritized in your life, I don't think the other person tends to care about what the other person wants. So it's not a compromise that we're even in.
I don't think that's true. Because no, I don't think there's a woman on the planet that doesn't want to know what her man wants or needs. Not women like me. I would be ignorant to be like, it's all about me and whatever makes me happy makes me happy. What I am standing on is what makes me happy, I'm not going to compromise on.
But I didn't say that because the conversation is about your partner. So where you're going wrong at, for first and foremost, even for people that's watching, where you're going wrong at is you're giving your partner what you want them to have, not what necessarily they need. And just to me, common sense would be like, let me find out, like, at least what my partner wants. You immediately went to, I like dancing. I like long walks in the park.
Well, I was just giving an example of something that I need.
Again.
That my partner might not want.
Again.
That's all I was doing.
You see what I'm dealing with? Do y'all see what I'm dealing with? Like, this shit is like super crazy. I explained this shit like 3 different ways and we back to square one. Like,
because there's no way for people. This is the way I'm I don't know. I don't write books or anything like that, but I feel like I try to paint a picture of an example, and all I'm saying is I was trying to make a real example in my life of how I could be giving my partner something that he may not necessarily want or need, and that is an overabundance of affection because I need that. I'm just mirroring my love language. I know what I need, so I'm giving that away. That's all. And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that's what's happening.
We know it's not right, but what we're saying is, why you not finding out what he wants? And that is the problem. That's the
said
whole thing.
that I don't mind having the conversation about what my partner wants. And I also said that if a woman is like me, that she would too want to know exactly what her partner wants without taking what she wants off the list. Why do those two things have to exist together? I can get what I want and still give my partner what he needs and what he wants too. Both people in the relationship can have what they want, but both of those people will probably have to deal with things that are uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's not really the topic. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it. So when people are having like a conversation, you know what I'm saying? The question didn't pop up about like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? It never said that, not one time in the motherfucking like line of what's being sold.
But the topic is women giving people women giving men what they think they want versus what they want. So I'm giving my partner affection because I think he needs it and he doesn't. It's the same shit.
No, the topic is you giving people what you think
they need. Same thing. Needs, want, same shit.
Instead of what they want.
And I'm talking about the same thing. I'm saying the same exact shit.
I understand that. But your answer that you gave didn't require that. It only required what you wanted. I even gave you a second opportunity to do it.
But I can't. What do you ask? That's the only thing I can say. But you're asking me why we are giving our spouses what we think they want versus what they really want. The only reason why is because I'm loving you in my love language. I'm not choosing not to give you what the fuck you want.
No, I didn't ask
That's the pure biology of it. That's the topic. Women who give somebody what they think they need versus what they want. My answer to that is because we are loving our partners in our love language. We are. That is exactly what we're doing. We're not saying, I don't give a fuck what he want. I'm just going to get what I want, and that's going to be it. I don't know a bitch like that. Okay. My people like me want to please their spouse, but they don't want to give up what they want either.
Gotcha. Boy, this is a big problem that we have in the community. It's a shame. The thing that I understand, you know, I will never tell you what to do and what not to do. It's all about knowing the individuals or people that you with. And I often compare this to war and also knowing like your enemy. The thing that's so good about being a man is men don't have to question what a woman wants, because all this shit is like written down like in some type of handbook for us and everything else like that. Women want marriages, they want houses, they want a man that's that can take care of them, they want security. All these type of things are wrote out in like some type of handbook that men either pass down from different friends or your father or something like that. But for some strange reason, it ain't like that for a man. Because it always comes, when it comes off for a woman, it's always like, well, I love you because I can love you this way. And it's not the way that you want to be loved, or not the way that you want. It's always about a way that a woman is feeling. And I know that's probably part of the problem, because
that's biology.
It's part of the feeling. But I never asked like what it is that, and the question was never why. I asked you why in the first topic. I never asked you why in this and that. I said, is that your final answer? Because I just
but
wanted...
But if it's the answer, then the only way to get an answer is if you ask a question.
I just wanted to see, just by chance, was it any chance that you would even mention your partner in the sentences that you were saying, and they never popped up? Now, I get why you... and that's what I'm saying.
No, if you think about the topic, so if I asked and first of all, you said you didn't ask a question, but you said you were waiting on my answer. You can't give an answer unless someone asked you a question. So the topic was posed... the topic is posed as the question. It said, why do women give their partners what they want, what they think they want, versus what they really want? And my only answer to that why is because we're loving them in our love language. You can roll it back. That was the question.
Say what the question was.
Wasn't that?
What was it?
Say what the question was. Say what the question was.
It was the need.
Okay, so still, if it's need or want, yeah. So need is still the same thing. Why are we separating need and want? I need a hug. I want to hug. What is the big deal?
And we rolling with this, folks.
But you would have to prove that That's a big deal. I didn't say
It's
the word.
definitely-
I said, okay, so tell me
definitely-
why
it's definitely-
you take the word want out. So
Gotcha.
I can still back my shit up.
Gotcha. So-
Why do women give people what they think they need
Gotcha.
versus what they want? It's because I'm loving you the way that I want to be loved. I still stick by my fucking answer.
I didn't know.
Sis, you talking too loud.
I know.
Oh, sorry.
I know.
I get emotional.
I know. She's
I
talking,
can't help it.
talking loud, saying a bunch of nothing. That's what I'm.
You get it though. That's
it.
why they want me to calm down, because they don't want my point to get lost in translation because I'm yelling.
When somebody
I'm
agree
yelling
with that,
because
you let me know when they agree with that.
I'm yelling because in English class, you're not gonna get.
I know they're not agreeing.
You're not gonna get an F for using the word want over need. It's an easy switch. So I still reversed it, said the topic right, and I'm still answering it the same way I answered it before. I do that to my spouse because I am loving my spouse in my love language. I can't speak for everybody else.
Gotcha.
If you asking me personally why I give my spouse what I think he needs versus what he wants, it's because I only can love the way I know I want to be loved. Now, is it a learning curve? Absolutely. You should learn what your spouse wants, and you should give him what he needs, what he wants, all of that.
Boom.
You should give him all of that, and you
Boom.
have to ask to know.
Boom.
I never denied that.
Boom. But you never said that. You're saying that now, and that's the problem. Because when I said time out, I said
we'd sit down and we compromise 18 fucking thousand times.
no, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Listen.
Did I not say we could sit down and I can find out
Listen.
what my spouse needs or wants?
Listen.
I said that plenty of times.
After the fact, after I gave you 2 opportunities, on the third time.
First he said I didn't say it at all. Now I said it on the third time. You're
I
lost,
know.
brother.
No,
and when
I-
you sit
no,
down and
I
edit
didn't.
this footage, I want a fucking apology.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
no,
you
I
did.
didn't. No, there's no apology from Ben. You want to read some comments? Because you can read some comments if she thinks she's right. Anybody on there saying she's right? Anybody?
I can
Just
take
anybody.
it.
No.
Just anybody.
I can take it.
They said you could calm down and don't be loud. Just to prove your argument.
Yeah. So prove.
Okay, so how can prove my argument?
Improve.
Okay,
Improve
so,
your argument.
Okay, improve my argument. Did I get it wrong?
And also that the females are not agreeing with you.
Exactly. And the reason, and this is the problem that I've been trying to say
Which is
all
cool. I can take it.
No, I'm just saying, like, you was loud and said I need an apology, but now
No,
I
I'm
wanted
gonna
it from a third.
apology from you that I didn't
but you-
say that we can compromise.
No,
I would love
I
to
was-
find out what my
I-
spouse needs. Who's an idiot that's
I
in a
was
marriage
answering-
or in a relationship like I don't give a fuck what my spouse needs? Who even operates that way?
I let you talk now. I answered your question. We're gonna be respectful. I answered your question. Now you're gonna hear what I gotta say. Okay? You're wrong. No apology will be needed. You're dead ass wrong. I gave you the opportunity twice. I never said that you didn't. I said I gave you the opportunity twice to say something and you didn't. On the third try, you changed what you were saying after I started correcting you. Now, the difference between the need and the want, most men already know this. Do men want to get married? Most will probably say, I'm not sure if I want to get married. Do I need to get married? Those are 2 different things. And we understand that. And this is why some men end up in marriages. Because do they want to or do they need to? And the need would be, do you want to keep your woman? Do you want to keep your woman? You know what I'm saying?
Sense.
Now, anybody that don't understand that, I'm just saying, they would give that analogy. And I was trying to listen to you to show you that I get what you're saying about your love language. I get that your wants or your need in giving the love of the person. But what you were leaving out was not one time. In the 2 times I gave you, did you ever say anything about the other person, of what they wanted, or trying to find out what they wanted?
But was their question what they want, or is why they weren't getting what they wanted?
No. You were just giving an answer, and then I just wanted to hear, was you going to say anything about your spouse? And you never did. You just talked about what it is that you want, and that is really what we're boiling down to. Is like, we know what you want. You know what I'm saying? That's a given. We know what you want. But the flip side of that is, at what point in time do people find out what it is that the other person wants? Not because of their love language, not because you're saying, I love you so much that I want to give you this. Do people even take the opportunity to say, baby, what it is that you want out of this relationship, and find out what it is that they want, not what you want to give them? Like, I might want a threesome. My girl might not want a threesome. But is it something I want or is it something I need? It ain't something I need, it's something I want. That's the goddamn difference. Because if she's asking me that and I say, I need it, because I often go through this a lot of times with my woman, and I say, it ain't something you need, it's something that you want. But in a relationship, is it something that you're trying to just give me? And you're saying, I love you, you know what I'm saying? Just like my kids. You know what I'm saying? My kids will give me a tie. I don't want no fucking tie. You may give me a tie and you love me. My kids love me. You know what I'm saying? So just because I get a gift from them and it's a tie, I'm not going to be like, I don't want this fucking tie. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to take the tie. Of course. You know, it's all thank you, this and that. And then the next year, when the year rolls around, and then I need something. I need some glasses, y'all. You know what I'm saying? For the cupboard. You know what I'm saying? I need glasses for y'all to get. I'm giving hints early. Before y'all buy gifts, I need some glasses. Do the women ever take the time to find out what the man wants? Not what you can give me. We know what you can give us. We know that you love us. We know that you can give us shit. We know that you can smother us and give us hugs and give us kisses. We know that. We can go dancing. But does that man want to go to ballet? No, he don't want it. He don't want it. You know what I'm saying? What does he need?
What does he need? What does he want? I think in your phrasing, you used both. I want to make that clear to everybody that through this whole, it's time for him to talk, he used both. He used the word need and he used the word want. They live together. And sometimes the lines are blurred. And I like the example that you gave for someone who is in the need of more sexual activity than one person can give him. That's a different conversation. I've met a lot of men who want threesomes. I've only met one that spoke to me in an intelligent way about polyamory and his need for that type of relationship. So I get what you're saying.
Gotcha. And if he would have never said that to you, would you have traveled down the road to find out if that was something that he needed? Versus
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
It was that approach and that conversation that made me more open.
And that's what
because
happened.
it was a need instead of a want.
Gotcha. And that's what happens a lot of times in relationships. In relationships, people focus a lot of times on themselves and thinking that they're doing the right things. So when the relationship actually blows apart or goes, array, what ends up happening a lot of times is the woman goes through this thing where they be like, well, I gave him everything and I gave him, everything that he wanted, desire. I cooked, I cleaned, I washed his drawers and all this other type of shit that they're talking about. But when you talk to the man, it'd be a totally different story. Like, well, shit, she ain't ever talked to me. You know what I'm saying? I needed a friend to be there. I needed support. There's someone there to help me. And the problem is the woman never took the time to find out, you know what I'm saying, from what his wants was, what his desires were, what was those things that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? You thought he needed some of the things that you were giving him, but his wants are something totally different. And if you don't find out what it is that that person wants, you're giving them a whole bunch of shit that you're saying, well, you need this and you need that, you need this, you need that. But do they really need it?
I think we give our partners stuff that they don't need all the time. I think collectively in life, you collect a lot of things you didn't even want. And I think a lot of times you can collect a whole bunch of shit you didn't even want, and it could be such an intolerable thing to deal with because you have all this stuff that costs a whole bunch of money that you didn't even want, and the thing you really need costs nothing. So that's an injustice, and that's sad, and that's what you get when you are not having the conversation with your partner. Because like I said in the beginning, the 5 love languages are really, really simple things. Like gifts. I don't really know all 5 of them. I know you guys do. I can't think of off the top of my head, but they're not like mile runs. There are things that everybody can do, but you don't even think that, okay, one of these things you're not doing, or one of these things you could possibly do to change your whole relationship around. Just having a conversation and distinguishing the difference between what you think somebody just wants and really what they actually need is even a difference. So basically, both of those things are predicated on just having a good communication and being able to say what you need and what the other person needs as well. And if that's a clear understanding, I think that this topic wouldn't even be a thing if there were more communication. No, this show isn't going to fix the world and the communication in the world. But I like the example again that you gave, because when I met my guy, the question ironically was, what do you need to be in a committed relationship with a woman like me? So I did ask. We were fucking around, not in a monogamous relationship, meaning he didn't call me girlfriend, I didn't call him boyfriend. We were just fucking around at first. And then later on, we began to date. But I'm a person that I don't want to date anymore for 10 years. I want to date the person that I want to marry. And since he had all the qualities of a husband, the question was at hand. Well, what do you need? You meet all my qualifications. So what do you need from me to be in a committed relationship with a woman like me? And he told me what he needed. And that's why I'm in the successful relationship, I believe, because I did ask that question in the beginning. However, I did not go into it neglecting myself at all. And the only reason why I'm able to give my partner what he needs is because he's giving me what I need. Trust me, if he was not giving me what I need, he would not be getting what he needs from me. It is an even dance.
What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut this short. We'll probably have to do a part 2 to this so we can dig in a little deeper to this, because she started off bad and, you know what I'm saying, she's trying to save herself at the end. But we'll give her more opportunities to save herself, you know what I'm saying?
I think I deserve it.
Sometimes people just need a little time to think because they're not good under pressure.
That's certainly not me.
But if you have a tap in, go ahead and tap in, Kana.
I don't think I had a tap in for tonight, but I can come up with one because I have a friend.
Any questions that we have over there?
I have a tap in though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have a tap in. So this is a real situation. So I have a friend who is dating a guy that, it's like it should have graduated to the next level already, and it hasn't. So because it hasn't, she started talking to someone else. Okay? She doesn't, because she's accepted that this relationship hasn't graduated, she feels like it's comfortable. It hasn't graduated, but it's comfortable. I can deal with it because I know what it is. And I'm okay with knowing what it is. Now, guy B is like trying to be committed. He's like, cut that shit off. You don't need it. He's had his time to step up to the plate. He didn't. Just cut the cord. She's having a problem cutting the cord because this guy A, is comfortable. And she at least knows what she's getting. She's put in the time. No, it ain't all great. She's not lying about it. She's just saying the relationship is what it is. This guy is one of the new guys. She just met him. He's got all those qualities that we were talking about in the first subject. Financially fit, physically fit, emotionally fit, has all his shit together, but she does not know him. And he's telling her the only way that he's going to give her a shot is if she completely cuts off the other relationship that she feels secure in, even though it's toxic. And she's just being completely transparent. It's bad, but it's familiar. And, I don't know. I'm feeling, it's a simple answer. Girl, you're stupid. Get rid of the toxic relationship. You know it's going nowhere. I get it. But I am also someone who is so afraid of meeting the representative. And then you done cut off your comfortability here. And now 6 months in, and now you're a fucking psycho. And I cut off my person. I cut off the person that I accepted what we were. And I want to say this. Accepting what a situation isn't all bad. in this world, there has to be exceptions to the rule because there are so many circumstances that people have in their lives that their relationships can't be Joan Cleaver, the Brady Bunch. We would love it to be, but sometimes it's not. And so sometimes you ride a line and you're like, you know what? At least I know what I'm getting with this person because the dating world is just scary. And that's where she is. She's scared. So she wants advice on what to do because this guy might be Obama. This is the shot that she's got to take. But she got to bungee jump. She has to because you never know someone completely, no matter how long you've dated them. But he's saying, I don't mind date. She can't just play with this guy because he's that guy. He knows he's that guy. So he's saying, as long as you're dealing with homeboy, you can't deal with me. So what are we telling her to do?
Just dating?
She's been dating this guy longer. She just met this guy, but they've been on dates. Now he's ready to take her to the next level, like a vacation. But he doesn't feel right taking her out of the country. And then y'all coming back home and you chilling with homeboy on Tuesday. Right now, that's okay. But if I'm about to start taking you out of the country and we talking about taking the condom off, we talking about taking our relationship to the next level, I can't have you dealing with homeboy. You got to cut him off. So it's got to be a phone call. Hey, I can't see you no more. I'm moving on. That's hard to do for a woman. So that's why I wasn't able to talk to her as a friend and say, girl, do this. Because it's harder to do than to say. And I didn't want to give her the wrong advice.
We're going to have to do a show like on dating one-on-one, especially for women, because women make this shit a lot more difficult than what it is. But we're just going to simply boil down to a simple closed case of what you want and what you need. This shit ain't that hard. This shit ain't that it ain't that hard. It just ain't that hard. You know what I'm saying? Like you dating that person, you got to figure out what you want because you're not committed to neither one of them. So you're going to have to figure out what you want or what you need. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you're going to have to zip that up. You know what I'm saying? And this has been a good episode of Relationship. You know what I'm saying? This your boy 51 Spade, and you can catch me on both platforms.
And I'm Kana Lassiter. You can find me at Kana Lassiter on IG, and you can find me at Kana Lassiter on Twitter. Make sure you send me a friend request, and I can send y'all some links to some of my work. It would be awesome to share.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for joining in, all the people that's live on IG and TikTok. I want to thank y'all for joining in and all the people joining us in on Podbean. I want to thank for the support. The channel is continuing to grow, and we want to thank y'all for helping us.
Thank you so much.
You know what I'm saying? Go into play. Hey, you looking for the shirts? Go to Alpha Male God Creations on IG, and if you can't find them, then go to www.alphamalegodcreations.com. And like I always say about this time, peace.